How you doing, my 1957 Chevys? It's me, Waddles. Welcome back. Another look at those beautiful new copper blocks, a newly uncovered secret to Golem functionality, better green lighting, and more on the shelf controversy. Oh man, this week for Minecraft, it's been such a busy week. From expanding upon the Copper Golem update to adding basically the greatest thing that we have always asked for, the devs have been busy cooking. This week on Wednesday, we got to preview 1.21.110. They've got to fix the number system already. And to this preview, it shook up even more with the new update. There's only one spot I could begin though. We wrapped up the snapshot video this week with the bars. We begin today's video with them. Look at these things. They're so beautiful looking. I love them. Now, one of the most common takes with these bars has been, hey, Mojang, how about a brand new texture for them too? The idea of a different texture for the copper bar, I absolutely love it. Something like a Bone Doll did right here. Or Chef's Kiss, it's fire. Actually, the community has lit up with tons of different ideas for slightly different copper textures for the chains or the bars. And yeah, I fully agree. I would love to see maybe a slightly different texture for the bars, and I feel like it's not out of the question. Even as we start to move deeper into this update cycle, something like a texture update, that's pretty simple and can be done really at any moment. It won't affect that much. Now, don't get me wrong, copper bars, they're absolutely stunning, but maybe I'll do you one better and take the bars, flip them, turn them into chains, and you get these beautiful babies right here. I mean, look, man, don't get me wrong. The bars are really, really beautiful, but the chains, they might be even more beautiful. I just love chains and how useful they are. Taking a look at all of them right here, that's a smooth gradient, especially if you back up and take a look at one chain all the way down to the other chain. I mean, that's pretty good looking. Now look, for even more on the bars, chains, and some of the copper update, I recommend checking out this week's snapshot if you haven't quite yet. In that snapshot video, we patch over some of the missing holes for the stuff that we won't be talking about today, just to save you a little bit of time. Because next up, I want to move on to, dare I say, the better version of the copper lighting. Alrighty, so first things first, for starters here, when it comes to our new copper lighting, we've got all of the same blocks that we got on Java Edition earlier this week. They're fire. Speaking of fire, I've now learned why the lighting is green. Did you know? If you've seen my Instagram, you know I'm something of a bonfire expert, but I've never tried to put copper in the fire. I guess if you put copper in fire, it actually turns green. Now, when it comes to our copper blocks, initially I talked about, hey, maybe they should be different lighting or the lantern should dim as you go. On the stream, we talked about it a little bit as well. No. They should all stay super bright. I love them like this. I do still think, though, that maybe a different light level than the other lantern, like maybe a light level of 14 or 13, but they shouldn't dim as the lighting goes. We have the copper bulb for that. Just in case you were curious, the torch, when mounted on the side of a block, yeah, it looks like any other torch on the side of a block. And speaking of torches, have we finally gotten it? No. The red zone torch still looks like it's from the 90s. No new model for that baby, but I just wonder. Now, sliding into video settings, you know it, I know it, we love it. Vibrant visuals. Vibrant visuals is so stunning, man. The different lighting effects, the different water, the different biome tinting, the wonderful sunrises that happen in your world, they're so good. Taking a look at our brand new lighting in the broad of daytime, man, we already get a little hint as to how this thing is going to glow so luminously at nighttime or in the dark. Oh, it's already so good. Now, taking a look at the lanterns here, they are actually a little bit deceptive because in the daytime, at least to me, they almost look just like the normal lantern, except maybe the slightest titch cooler. Now, vibrant visuals, if you're experienced with it, then you know things that light up, well, when you go into the darkness, oh my god, the lighting. Well, the lighting, and then therefore the shadows and other effects that will come off and be created because of this lighting, well, it only gets all that more romantic and stunning. Romantic green candlelit dinner with your romantically beautiful, handsome copper golem friend. Friends down in the cave system? Wow. What I'm getting at here is, guys, Mojang, with this green lighting, it might be better than all of the other lighting in the game combined. And that's not me just being biased, because, I mean, I like the color green, but not that much. So for starters, I thought this shot was really, really cool. Looking down into a cave system where I have a little bit of green lighting placed, it looks really, really good. You can see the green from miles and miles away. Oh, but even better, the green compared to the other lighting. Compared to the red, the blue, the normal torch, the green, how it dissipates into the atmosphere and environment, especially as you move away from it. Dude, this green torch right here is so stunning looking, and because so much of the overworld is just green to begin with, the grass black, I mean, how it's lighting up the world here feels really, really cozy. On the other hand, we've got some other coppery, lanterny blocks, and yeah, the lighting with this stuff is pretty tasty too. Now, I will say that compared to the torch, well, the lantern isn't going to have the exact same kind of glow, but it's still going to have a nice green hue that's created. Taking a look at this thing in the dead of night with some blocks placed around it, you can start to see that green glow come off the lantern. But I'm sorry. The real deal here is the torch, hands down. How these torches look at nighttime with their glowing beautifulness is beautiful. But that's where we hit a problem. Because if you know vibrant visuals, then you know there's a toggle. Whoa, wait a second. That world name right there, it almost seems like a reminder to tap like and subscribe. When creating a world on Bedrock Edition in the preview, we have this fancy toggle called Render Dragon Features for Creators. You flick this on, and vibrant visuals gets way better. For example, you want to get the torches that actually glow. You want to get this really cool point-to-block lighting stuff where there's blocks creating real shadows in your world. Well, then it's all behind that toggle. Because we're relatively early on in the lifespan of vibrant visuals, it's not too clear if the things behind this toggle, like take a look at my shadow moving around in the world right there. Well, it's not too clear if some of these features are just basically experimental and will eventually be opened up to full vibrant visuals, or if the stuff is meant to just stay behind a toggle forever. But no pun intended, absolutely not, I would never. This copper torch has lit a new theory underneath me. As stated before, tragically, inside of the Vibrant Vanguard's Discord server, where the devs talk about vibrant visuals and what they're doing, well, the devs have previously stated that colorful lighting isn't currently planned. But this is where I say, this seems like something Mojang might go back on. For starters, Mojang knows the community deeply wants colorful lighting, and always has. For follow-uppers, we already have it built into the game on Bedrock Edition, and they continue to improve upon it, update after update. And then for thirders, Mojang of old would not add the multiple random torches into the game, introduce a brand new one that is literally exactly the same as the old one, except a slightly different color, for no reason. Sure, maybe they had to do it for the copper lantern, but no, they didn't. If this was about not overcrowding the game, they could have simply put copper nuggets around the torch instead. I think the copper torch is a good sign that perhaps one day we'll have a more colorful lighting in Minecraft. And speaking of more colorful lighting, did you know we actually already have a bunch of other colorful lighting in the game, and this new green torch, well, maybe it's not exactly so new after all. Though it does glow a little bit better, well, we've actually already had a green torch in Education Edition for a long time. It makes me wonder about the possibility of other torches already kind of halfway in the game, and then possibly coming to the game. I mean, after all, purple torch, did anybody say amethyst torch? In conclusion, vibrant visuals on Bedrock Edition, it leads to the best version of this new lighting block. And this new one, I mean, personal preference here, but it might be one of the best ones in the entire game. Oh, and one final thing, how does it blend with the other torches? Well, it doesn't really blend with the other torches. And a copper lantern under the water, how does that look? Oh, dude. Well, it looks about as romantic and beautiful gorgeous as you might expect. Which is insanely gorgeous, by the way. The water, because of the tone of it, it does kind of turn this thing a little bit more blue, though. And when you place a lantern down, the really cool water effect unfortunately goes away. So, a little bit of a bummer there. It does still look so good, though. All of this copper stuff is actually going to be so amazing for building under the water. Now, moving on from the copper torch, kind of, but not really at the same time, our teasers that we took a look at before. Oh my god, the WhatsApp teaser. It was all about the torch, like Potato Man said. That leaves me wondering about the strange beach teaser. You guys know it, you remember it, it wasn't that long ago. We had a teaser with somebody on a beach metal detecting, and then they found something under the ground. It's never been really clear what this update was, but I wondered if we're gonna see our little beach update finally come to fruition. Next up, real quick, the weird climbing thing. I talked about it in the video yesterday for the update. We can confirm now for real, for sure, that this climbing, the glitchy step climbing, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. It was nightmare fuel. But the glitchy step climbing is now completely removed from the game. It's not clear if the devs are ever going to circle back around to it or if they've just abandoned the idea of changing climbing in any kind of way. Copper Golem, Iron Golem. Two different kinds of golems. But let me ask you this. Other than them being golems and player created, what else do these things have in common? Does it perhaps have to do with the poppy? So a brand new upcoming Copper Golem functionality has been found, which confirms that there's even more to this update. Even more is coming to this update. Colorful torches, purple torches, please. I circle back, I beg you. So the Iron Golem, if you didn't know, from time to time, very rarely, the Iron Golem can pop out a poppy and try and give it to a villager. If you're familiar with iron farms, then you would know that the poppy already has a relation to the Iron Golem. It's hinted at in its loot table. Well, now, it seems very, very soon, but not quite yet, at least from my testing. But very, very soon, a brand new Copper Golem functionality will be added to the game in which the Copper Golem can actually accept flowers from the Iron Golem, just like the villager. The legend, Smoky Stack, has found this one inside of the code for this week's preview. Copper Golems are going to pick up flowers. They have new geometry for when they pick it up. And then you can check it out right here. The Copper Golem is literally just walking around with a flower on its head. It's kind of fire. It's kind of hilarious. I wonder if this is a finalized look at it, or maybe perhaps will this be adjusted and finalized a little bit more sometime soon. I checked it out on Java Edition as well, and I wasn't able to figure out how to make it happen, so I don't think it's on Java either quite yet. This is absolutely beautiful and such a nice kind of tiny Easter egg. This is the exact kind of thing that I absolutely love, and I really wish that Mojang in the future would add more of these small, strange mob interactions like this one right here that don't really mean anything but just show the world interacting with itself and coexisting. The next up, I want to talk about the most controversial update of the day, the shelf. Oh, the items move down. So actually here, Bedrock Edition has this slight upper hand. You see, over on Bedrock Edition, the items in the shelves are slightly larger. They're not quite as large as they were last week around, but they are a little bit larger. The items also, in my opinion, on the shelf and just shelves in general, do look slightly better on Bedrock Edition still. And even more exciting, kind of promising for the future of the shelf, you can still push and pull these things, which is really, really nice. I don't get it, man. Like, I've just been thinking about it even more. The items, when you put them on a shelf, I know you want to make it look real, but it almost feels like you need to change the... I hate the sound of it, but change the size of the shelf block if you're going to have the items sitting at the bottom. That, or make the items a little bit larger. Now, some of these items sitting on the shelf here on Bedrock Edition, because they are a little bit larger, it looks really, really good. Wait, actually, maybe they just need to change the background texture or make the top part deeper. Anyway, here, the items, they look a little bit better on Bedrock Edition, and a brand new functionality has been added to the shelf where you can combine multiple shelves and swap hotbars with the different types of shelves. And wait, why is that bricked up? Yeah, so previously here, if you wanted to link shelves up, you know, do the whole full hotbar swapping mechanic, well, you needed to have the same kind of shelf. And now on Bedrock Edition, if you power multiple shelves that are different near each other, well, they'll actually be able to link up. This is a really, really cool functionality that I believe is not currently working on Java Edition. And I love it. I think it's so nice and beautiful. If only Java could now have these larger items as well. Like, look at how good the statue looks because of its size here on the shelf. It, like, fills this thing up kind of perfectly. Look, if we're gonna keep the items on the bottom of the shelf, they need to be bigger. Like, ideally, even larger than they are right now. Just by a bit. But anyway, Minecraft preview 1.110.23 or something like that. That's all we're going to talk about today. If you haven't yet, smash that like button and subscribe for more. Just the other day, I updated my survival Worlds of the Copper update, so for more copper greatness, check out that stream. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.